Doc, hit him with the head twist, dude. It is Rick Kamla. It is Hall of Famer Steve Alexander. We are the Fantasy NBA today, and we are back. We got some news. We're going to look at ESPN ADP with very, very early drafting and tell you if we're buying it, selling it, agree, disagree. In case anybody's wondering here, okay, this is Cam Newton. In Cam we trust. I guess that still lives. It's my nickname, right? But in Cam we trust. That used to be my mantra in fantasy football. This guy right here on the Mount Rushmore of running quarterbacks, a fantasy monster, like number one overall pick, good back in the day. Still a huge Cam Newton fan, Doc. The wildest outfits that you will see anywhere on earth are authored up by Cam Newton. But I love that dude. And I'm psyched for football season, dude. There's one pick left in the Cam Dynasty NFL draft. One pick left. And then we're off into the season, bro. I'm stoked.
Yeah. Like the first Thursday night, the kickoff is not that far away, like less than 30 days or whatever.
Mm-hmm. We got all the preseason games hitting us this weekend, man. I can't wait.
I'm not a preseason football guy. I can't watch them. I don't have time. I cannot get into it. But when the regular season goes, I dive in. I'll watch the HBO show Hard Knocks. That takes care of all my preseason football needs.
Watching preseason football for me is incredibly important because you see backup quarterbacks, you see second string, third string, fourth string running backs, who's good, who's not, who's popping, who's not, because the starters never play. So it gives you it's like watching the summer league in basketball because you get to see that second layer, third layer, fourth layer, right? And I'm a nerd that way, but it does help, especially for dynasty scenarios with younger guys. You know, I just Keandre Lambert-Smith just scored a TD, did some investigation into him, 4.37 speed, 6'4", 6'1" height. Bam, I just drafted him. And not just because he scored a touchdown in a preseason game, but all of the other stuff. Great college career. And his measurables are incredible. Yes, I'm geeked about football. We're also geeked about basketball. We're geeked about our sponsor, FanDuel. This show is presented by FanDuel. We'll do a FanDuel win total at the end of the episode here. And a reminder, if you're watching us live on Twitter, little heads up. Not every offseason episode is going to be available on this platform, but we love you watching us here. Thank you. Make sure you subscribe to the Fantasy NBA Today podcast feed to catch every episode and stay in the loop. And quick reminder, sportsethos.com, go get our fantasy football guide since we're talking about it. $6 a month, 60% off right now. It's a no-brainer for you. The content is amazing. Doc, before we get into analyzing ESPN ADP, the tank is so on in Boston. You can't tell me. You can't beat these allegations. Shams Charania reports George Niang has been exiled to Utah for R.J. Lewis Jr. Never heard of him before this trade. The deal also sends 2 second-round picks from Boston to Utah. They're sending the Yang and 2 picks for R.J. Lewis Jr., okay? Let's see here, Doc. He was Big East Player of the Year at St. John's last year. Had an Oubre type of stat line, 18, 7, and 2. 2 stocks per game, 1.3 threes per game. Very Oubre-esque stat line for me. He's a 6'7" wing. Brad Stevens, I guess, feels like he's found a diamond in the rough right here. And then they also signed Chris Boucher, Doc, 1 year and 3.3. Break all that down. Is it Boucher season?
You know, the thing that stuck out to me, and I don't have it pulled up here, but the thing that stuck out to me about this Shams Boucher post was at the very end of it, he said something like Boucher is expected to play a huge role in Boston this season or something to that effect. And I was like, let's go. My boy, Chris Boucher, who I love, and I hate the fact that your guy, Nick Nurse, ruined his career in Toronto and didn't play him and kept him under wraps till the poor dude was 30, 31 years old, and now it's all but over. But we're going to have a swan song in Boston. It could be Boucher's season. As far as the trade, the Yang trade, I think it just clears up more cap space for Boston to be a big player next year. I don't know anything about that dude they got back as well. But I'm telling you, Boucher playing for a tanking Boston team in probably one of his last couple seasons, I'm very intrigued. I might be going back in on Boucher this year.
Yeah, I don't look. Boucher has struggles with inconsistency, and he has struggles to stay on the wood. I don't know, man. I don't know.
I'm not saying that I prioritize him, but at the end of my draft, if I don't see a young stud that I'm super excited about, I need threes and some blocks and boards, I'll take Boucher. I'm not scared to draft Chris Boucher at the end of my draft this year.
I'll probably be going in another direction, but I definitely understand anybody taking Boucher late. It's just we've been waiting on the Boucher pop or eruption or spurt, whatever you want to call it, for a decade. I've moved on. So, and this is, Doc, let's talk about Boston for a minute. Let's go to their depth chart, dude. I'm not going to ask what are they doing. They're tanking, okay? And you got intel from a guy that knows a guy in Boston. He said that they're not tanking, okay? Well, then you're idiots. Well, then you're morons. Okay, Neemias Queta is your starting center. Chris Boucher, Doc, is your starting four right now. My depth chart, okay? Jaylen Brown, Derek White, Anthony Simons. Second string, Xavier Tillman or Luka Garza, but Tillman's been there. Was on the championship team, 99% sure about that. Hauser, Baylor Shireman is going to be a player this year, Doc, and he's going to be a silly season hero, I believe, after the tank and the shutdown. Hugo Gonzalez, who played well in the summer league, late first-round pick. I believe he'll be the second string 2, and then Peyton Pritchard will be the backup 1. Luka Garza, Josh Minot, who they signed from Minnesota, Jordan Walsh, who somehow is in the NBA, RJ Luis Jr., and then, I got Tatum over here on the 4th string and like deep second round pick and two-way guys that nobody cares about. That roster is hideous. It's one of the worst rosters in the NBA, dude. Hideous.
As far as my buddy, I don't think he did not consult the actual source. He's just, my buddy's the biggest Boston Celtics fan I've ever met. And I think his reply was, "We are not tanking." I think if he talks to,
this is Boston fanboy. Stop it.
If he talks to his guy in the locker room, I think that dude says, it looks like we're tanking to me, because it just does. And
I'm not.
You're right.
I just go ahead. I'm sorry.
You mentioned Baylor Shireman as a silly season hero. I think there's going to be lots of silly season heroes on this team. Sort of like Luke Cornett was kind of fun at the end of last year, and I thought he was going to be fun this year, and then they got rid of him. But Boucher, Queta, Tillman, Hauser could be he could go off this year, dude.
Good point. March and April, Sam Hauser season.
He may go off all year. Like, it could be Sam Hauser's season all year. I don't know. It'll be very interesting to see what they do with Anthony Simons and how much they run Jaylen Brown and Simons and Derek White. Because they got to be careful. They run those guys too often, they could win more games than they want to. I don't know.
What wasn't the win total on Boston? The FanDuel win total 42.5. Like that, I think it was 42.5, right? Yeah. And I went under on that. I went way under on that.
We both did.
There's not 42. If with Jaylen Brown, with Derek White, with Anthony Simons, and with the rest of this trash, there's not 42 wins on this team. There's not. And then I will clobber Brad Stevens if they don't tank. Clobber him. I will sink his battleship. I won't make it personal and cuss and all that, but I will bang hard on him like I banged on Steve Kerr last year for his horrible rotations. I will bang on Brad Stevens if they don't tank. And we will only know that, Doc, because I expect them to play it straight until at least February, right? And then we'll find out like late Feb and then March, like, are you tanking or not? So we may get tanky signs earlier, Doc. We may get tankier signs earlier, right? I don't know. Like if Jaylen Brown gets hurt early in the season or something, they may just say, all right, screw it. All right, let's move on here. Let's see here. Cato, by the way, had arthroscopic surgery on his left knee in May. Bobby Manning reports this. He's expected, what does it say here? Cleared to return to the court in July, and he's preparing to play for Portugal at Eurobasket next month. Our boy Andre Lemouche is from Portugal, currently lives in Latvia. I guess I shouldn't have said that to give his whereabouts away. Sorry, Andre. Sorry, but he's from Portugal, so I know he's Nemias Keita. Did I get it right this time? So hopefully everything goes well with that. But Keita, like Boucher, is a deep sleeper because he could get some digits on that horrible, hideous Boston roster. And then, Doc, De'Aaron Fox got paid. 4-year extension, $229 million. And I can't wait to watch De'Aaron Fox and Wemby and Castle and Vassell and all these guys and see the rookie Dylan Harper. There's probably not a team I'm more excited to watch this year than the Spurs, dude.
Now, yeah, they are going to be something. Oklahoma City is sort of in a. I kept calling them last year, like they're going to be a dynasty. They very well may, but. What San Antonio has put together looks really, really good on paper. And if Wemby can stay healthy, then that's going to be special to watch that. And then you still have Jokic and Denver being extremely relevant. You still have the new and improved Luka with LeBron and Austin Reeves in LA, like the West. You got up and coming Houston with Kevin Durant now. Like there's a lot of fun stuff to watch in the West, and the East is just sort of like, what are we doing over here? Like Boston's your powerhouse, and they're not even going to win 40 games.
I mean, you got Cleveland, New York, Orlando, Milwaukee's going to be good, and so you got some squads, but there's a lot of mediocre and there's a lot of bad, and there's like, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 decent teams. Andre's he's going to have the goods on Keita all summer. He's going to have the goods on Eurobasket all summer. And Andre, keep bringing me those goods. I love this stuff. Nemias is getting in good shape. He said with a smile, led Portugal to a win over Spain yesterday. Really? Y'all beat Spain? Is Portugal that good, or is Spain's program, like, has it dipped to that degree? He just said, yeah. So maybe it's both. But De'Aaron Fox got paid. And, Doc, let's move on here. Want to tell y'all, one of the best ways to keep track of all the news coming out of the NBA, NFL, and MLB is through the Sports Ethos app. It's completely free. Go to your app store and download it now. Again, it's free, folks. Plus, for all of our fantasy basketball freaks, it has tools that will help you dominate your leagues. All right, Doc, let's get into ESPN ADP. Their first ADPs of the season. And we're going to react to whether it's too high, too low. We agree, we disagree. So let's dive right in, okay? Number one is Nikola Jokic, and I'm just going to say that and give it over to you, and then we'll play tennis. So number one, Jokic with an ADP of 1.6. Your thoughts?
I mean, it's hard to be mad at anyone for drafting Jokic number one. I think it's Jokic or Wemby, and I think there's a solid argument to be made for both. I think you and I are more swing for the fences and take the before, never to be seen before upside with our guy Wemby. But if there's a lot of people who like to play it safe and go based on what Jokic has done for the last 5 seasons, which is nothing short of incredible. So I'm good with that, but I think Wemby should be number one.
I'm just wondering if people have been keeping up with the news or watch our show. You'll be completely abreast of what's going on, and there will be no surprises for you if you watch us. Because Wemby's been fully cleared, but Doc, public perception, the masses, the way the masses roll, it's like a glacier. It's hard to bend and move, right? And so to get in, look, Jokic is the best player in the world. His stats are freaking amazing. And last year ended the best fantasy player because Wemby didn't end the season. So I get it. I do get it. I think it's mildly wrong. Mildly. I'm not mad if you want to take Jokic over Wemby. I just think Wemby's the better call here. Number 2 is SGA, Doc, with an ADP of 2.7. Number 2 is SGA over Wemby, over Luka. Go first on this one.
I'm not mad at anybody for taking SGA at 2. My whole thing is the first 4, in whatever order you want to put them in, are Wemby, Jokic, SGA, and Luka. After that, it's sort of a free-for-all. So SGA at 2, I'm cool with that. I'm going personally, Wemby or Jokic before I'm taking SGA. And then it's a toss-up between SGA and Luka. But as long as the top 4 are correct, because, Rick, I think you and I agree that there's really no discussion to be had about the top 4. Like, they're locked in, at least as of August 6th. We know, or at least you and I know in our minds, that those are the top 4 players. Outside of that, it's open, but I don't think it's up for debate that the guys I just mentioned are the top 4. The order you put them in, I'm not sure it matters that much.
I think it does. I'm gonna disagree with you on that. Is it egregious to take SGA second over Luka and over Wemby? It's not egregious. It's just wrong. It's wrong. I believe SGA is clearly number 4 out of these 4. There's no debate for me on that. Luka is going to have a better year than SGA. I'll scream it. I'll die on that hill. Luka's going to be more fun to have than SGA this year. Luka's going to have a more productive season than SGA this year. Luka might win MVP this year. SGA will be a candidate for it. But, dude, SGA just had the year where he won everything. It comes down a little bit the next year. It just does. That's how this goes. I'm not going to say career year theory because we're talking about an all-time great player. He's going to come back next year and go 35-5 with 1 and 2 in the defense and all the stuff that he does, okay? I just think Luka's going to have a more extraordinarily historic season than SGA. And taking SGA over Wemby? No. Think about it, dude. If you take the defense is huge with SGA, get that. But if you take the defense out, and you put SGA's line up with Devin Booker's line this year, okay? And it's like 35-5 for SGA, and it's like 28-5-7 for Devin Booker. Is there really that big of a difference between Booker and SGA and PRA? No. Go to the 3 balls. Booker's going to beat SGA in 3 balls. SGA's going to dominate Booker in the defensive stats. We get that. I'm saying you can't Banchero versus Wemby. Okay, Mobley versus Wemby, J-Dub versus Wemby, Durant versus Wemby. There's a bigger divide there, dude. Like, Cade Cunningham's going to put killer stats up. Harden's going to put killer guard stats up. Trae Young's going to put killer guard stats up. Donovan Mitchell's going to put killer guard stats up. So I don't know. There's so many of those guards, dude, that I'm kind of passionate about this. I think SGA at number 2 is recency bias, Doc. It's people being too sort of just, oh, okay, I'll take him at number 2. He just won the chip. Think about this deeper, please. Have they not seen Luka on the cover of Men's Health?
They may not have. And just because Luka's on the cover of Men's Health, like you're Luka, you sort of like taking over my spot on the leading the Luka bandwagon, dude.
No, I'm just year by year, dude. Remember, I had the Anthony Davis year. I get hot on a guy in a year, right? I'm hot on Luka right now, dude.
But history on Luka is not all that favorable. He's missed a lot of games. He's been fat. He doesn't play defense. He hasn't won what he was supposed to win. Now, I'm just saying this is what people have stuck in their head. If you just look at what's happened with Luka since the trade, he didn't go to LA and absolutely dominate, but he played well, and I think he likes playing with LeBron. I think he's accepted LA. He likes being there. He just got paid. The body being in incredible shape, which because it's in Men's Health magazine, I'm pretty sure we're not being Photoshop punked here like we were with your boy Zion last year. I think it's real. I do have a strong feeling about Luka, and I think that you and I have the exact same rankings for our top four. I think they're exactly the same. I think we both would take Wemby first. We both would take SGA fourth, and you can figure out Jokic and SGA in that mix. Or Jokic.
I'd go Jokic second, Luka third, SGA fourth. For me, like that fits like a square peg in a square hole. Like that just fits for me. Anything deviant from that. Again, like Doc said, take SGA at number 2. Take SGA at number 2, and you're going to be like, damn, I should have taken Luka, or I should have taken Wemby. Guys, if you're watching, go ahead, Doc.
The person that gets Wemby at 3 or 4 is going to be having a party. They're like, I never thought in a million years I'd get Wemby at 3. Thank you so much.
There you go.
It's going to be the greatest gift that person got that year. It's going to be better than their Christmas. It's going to be better than their birthday, Hanukkah, whatever. Like if you get Wemby anywhere after 2, it's a miracle.
Guys, our show's kind of miraculous, right? You like it? We talk fantasy all off season. Nobody else is doing this. If you're watching this episode on Twitter and enjoying the show, thank you very much. Make sure you subscribe to the Fantasy NBA Today podcast feed and the Sports Ethos YouTube channel. It's very important for us to keep the ship on the water. Not every episode is available right here live on Twitter, or on Twitter, I should say. So subscribe, and then you won't miss any episodes. All right, so let's move on here, Doc. We're at number 3 at Wemby. Okay, so we've kind of already vetted that. So this is where it gets interesting again. Number 4, I'm going to give you 2 back-to-back here. So this is ESPN ADP. All right, Fantasy NBA Today, Sports Ethos, Rick Kamla, Hall of Famer Steve Alexander. Jokic 1, SGA 2. 3 is Wemby. 4 is Giannis. 5 is Luka. Take a bite out of that, Doc.
Well, I'm assuming that this is either 8 or 9 cat and free throws count, or is it points? If it's points, if it's a points league, I don't necessarily hate Giannis super high, but if he's shooting free throws and those count against your stats, whether it's roto or head to head, I don't want Giannis. I would accept Giannis on my team, but not in a top 5 scenario. If free throws matter, I don't want Giannis.
I can't answer that. Well, maybe Andre put that in here, and it does not say what if it's a points league or a categories league. So we'll just play it straight. I just did some rough math here, Doc. Would you say it's pretty safe to say that Giannis will have a PRA, points, rebounds, assists, of 31, 12, and 6? Does that sound about right to you?
Yeah.
Okay. 31, 12, and 6 is a PRA of 49. I believe Luka's going to go 32, 9, and 9 this year. Do you agree?
He'll be somewhere around there, yes.
That's a PRA of 50. Okay, like Giannis over Luka, Doesn't make any sense. It makes no sense. Dude, look, I love Giannis. Giannis is cute and cuddly, Doc. Giannis is cute and cuddly, dude. We all love Giannis. He's got dad jokes. He's staying in Milwaukee, right? We all love Giannis. People love Giannis too much, dude. They do. They're overboard with it's like I don't have an analogy. But they love him too much, dude. Giannis over Luka is egregious. That's especially in a category league. You're giving up 3.5 3 balls and 1.5 steals and 32-9-9 to get horrible free throw shooting, overrated defense, Doc, because Giannis is at like 1-1 in the blocks and steals. He's not a huge difference maker in the defensive stats. 0 threes. We can move on. I just think that's absolutely egregious. And it's people being behind the times. You know, the Wemby thing, do you even know that he's been fully cleared? The Luka thing, have you seen him on the cover of Men's Health? It's been the entire conversation of the offseason. Is Luka getting into shape? And the spite season that Luka's going to have. Get with it, people. All right, number 6, Anthony Edwards, which AD. Oh, my God, I had a Sirius XM NBA radio flashback, Doc. Anthony Edwards at number 6, which I don't like Giannis ahead of Ant-Man, but like Ant-Man at number 6 tells me that he's being appropriately drafted. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, that feels right. I feel like he's going to go 5, 6, or 7 in almost every draft. And he was going 7 in a lot of drafts last year. So he did not, I would not say he exceeded expectations last season, but everybody still has that feeling that the NBA wants Ant to be the face of the league. Hopefully he stops hitting all those fadeaway threes and starts driving to the rack a little bit.
Andre Lemouche, the best producer in the biz, tells us these are from ESPN Snake Drafts and 9-cat leagues. So we will push on that way. All right, so we skip down here a little bit to and by the way, like Giannis at 6 feels good to me. Okay, like he's at 4. Like, I don't think it's, but I saw Giannis over Luka. Andre sent me this list. I was like, man, people are tripping. All right, number 18, Doc, is Paulo Banchero.
I love the way you've forgiven Luka for all his past transgressions. Like, you've wiped the slate clean. You're like, this is Luka 2.0. This is not Luka 1.0 was Dallas. That's over. This is Luka 2.0. And I agree with you, man. I do feel like it's possible it doesn't happen, but I will be surprised if Luka just doesn't go on one of these revenge tours and just destroys everything in front of him this year. Like, it seems like it's totally where we're headed. As far as Paulo Banchero at 18, or no, were you asking me about Ant or Paulo?
No, Paulo at 18, yeah.
Yeah, Paulo at 18. I kind of like it. I kind of like it right there. I could see him going anywhere from 15 to 30, depending on the league and when we draft and who's in it. But I mean, I've been kind of hyped on Paulo Banchero all year, and Orlando's going to be a good team, and they need Paulo to be out there every night getting it done. They need to win as many games as they can. I think they've got a chance to win the East, actually, which sounds weird to say, but Jalen Suggs, stay healthy, dude. I love Paulo, and I think 18 sounds right to me.
So I want to go to my rankings here and let you know how I kind of think about this stuff. So I've got my centers, forwards, and guards ranked. And my next project is to do probably my top 120, something like that. Maybe I'll go to 150. I don't know. And then do the overall rankings, right? So for this exercise here, I'm going to tell you where I have Banchero. I've got him 7th among forwards. All right. And then you got to look at kind of center and guard. We got 18 spots to work with here. So I would take Wemby, Jokic, and Cat over Banchero. I would not take Sabonis, Turner out of Biles. So that's the cut line there. You go over to the guards. I would probably, Banchero starts getting into the equation for me after Luka, SGA, then Edwards. Now I'm thinking about Paulo and Trae Young and Cade and Booker and those guys. Probably going to go Trae, Cade, and Booker over Banchero. That gets me to 6 guards, 9 centers. That's 15. And then you've got the forwards, and I've got him at 7. So I don't like 18. I don't. 18 feels like it's not crazy. I don't want to take Banchero in the middle of round 2, Doc. That's not what I want to do. I want to get Banchero in round 3. Okay, the beginning of round 3, maybe I've got like a top pick, and then you go late second, early third, right? Bam, I want to hit you with Paulo in like the early third at like 25, 26, 27. But probably that's a little bit too late. I feel like he's somewhere in between there, Doc. Like late second round, not mid second round. So I feel like 18's a little overdrafted for Paulo. I feel like it's a little overdrafted for him.
When I did my initial rankings, which I still have not updated because I'm lazy and useless, I had Banchero at 19 initially. So it seems right to me. And it's been interesting listening to you break this down, because basically for the last all summer, you've been like, you got to get your forwards. You got to get your forwards early. Tons of guards out there. Don't worry about guards. Get your forwards. And then you're like, I'm not really feeling Paulo there. Like, I'm a little surprised. Based on your love of forwards and the need to get forwards locked up early.
So it's a great point. Let me explain. The guards, it's not the centers getting in the way of taking Paulo. So you've got Anthony Davis, Giannis, Durant, James, J-Dub, Mobley. I got all those guys over Paulo. Okay, so that's 6 dudes right there. And then you got the 3 centers, that's 9. And then you've got maybe I'm getting my math wrong here, dude. And then you've got I'll go to 7. I would probably I'll go to 8 here with Curry. Am I taking Curry over Paulo? So that's 8. And then you've got I don't know. I'm only a couple of spots off. 18 feels a little high, Doc. I'll just leave it at that. 18 feels a little bit high to me. But to your point, okay, there are a bunch of guards, right? There are a bunch of guards. And the guards that I'm talking about, all that you can get in round 5 and round 6, those are the filler guys. And I'm not getting off the, do your work early at the forward position. I'm not getting off that. But you also got to get the goodies when the goodies are there to get, right? And so if you're passing on Trae Young and Cade and Booker and Harden and Curry and Mitchell, dude, those are a ton of goodies on other teams. And so these are I don't know, dude. It's tough. Like, am I taking Booker or Paulo? I'm probably taking Booker, right? Am I taking Cade or Paulo? I'm probably taking Cade. They have better stat lines than Paulo. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So like, I get, like, the guards are deeper than forwards, but you can't not take Cade and Trae and Booker and Harden, because these are the elite of the elite guard goodies. I don't know. I think we've exhausted that point pretty well, but it's a good point by you, Doc. I think Paulo's a little overdrafted at 18. How about Cooper Flagg at 21?
That was the most disturbing thing I saw in this entire list. I would like to get Cooper Flagg in round 3 or round 4. If he's already up to 21, which is late second round, where is he going to be by the time we get done talking about him for the next 2.5 months? I don't know. I mean, you've already said you think he can average 25 a game, right?
No, not this year. 20
game. I think I said, well, I could even see him getting up to 25 because he's playing for a Dallas team that needs offense, because we know street clothes is going to be in street clothes and Kyrie's not there. So it's going to be the Cooper Flagg show. But But man, I doubt that I'm taking Cooper Flagg in round 2. I don't hate it, but I don't think I can do it.
So I'm gonna take 5 centers over Cooper Flagg. I'm gonna take 8 forwards over Cooper Flagg, and I'm gonna take 11 guards over Cooper Flagg. Okay, the guards are Luka, SGA, Edwards, Trey, Cade, Booker, Harden, Curry, Mitchell. I've dropped Maxey down kind of a lot. I think Brunson and Fox. So, like, I would rather have Brunson and Fox than Cooper Flagg. Brunson and Fox you know exactly what you're going to get. Cooper Flagg might not average 20 a game. Okay, he might not. We haven't seen it yet. That's what I think he's going to do. So I'm going to go with the known. Here's the answer to your question, Doc. We're in my brain right now. I'm going to take the known of the badass goody guards, Brunson and De'Aaron Fox. Why would I draft Cooper Flagg over those guys just because he's going to give me maybe SFPF and give me worse stats than them in basically the second round? No, that's what I'm saying. In the second round, like, you're still in accumulation of goodies mode. And then when you get to round 3, round 4, round 5, you can get cute and nuanced with, okay, I want to go a little bit heavier position-wise over here. But you got to just have a huge net, okay, and just grab all the goodies you can in those first couple of rounds. So I've got, Doc, 13 and 11 I got 24 guys ahead of Cooper Flagg. So I got him at 25. And he's at 21. Okay, so again, it's like the Paulo thing. 18's not crazy. I'm at like maybe 21, 22. Cooper Flagg at 21's not wild and crazy, but I got him at like 24, right? Or 24, 25. So because of who they are, and there's buzz about Paulo, and he was a hotshot in college, and he's a big-time guy. And Cooper Flagg, obviously, is Cooper Flagg. So I think they're slightly overdrafted because of the cachet. Jaylen Brown at 26. Take a bite out of that. These are ESPN early ADPs.
Jaylen Brown at 26, I think it's fair, but I'm not drafting Jaylen Brown at 26. I think the shutdown, there's 50-50 chance they're going to shut him down early. There's a decent chance if they really are going to tank it up that he doesn't play a ton of games. I think he's an overrated fantasy player anyway, based on his stat set. He should have the ball in his hands a lot more without Tatum there. That's true. And he is sort of like a superstar on an island by himself. So all that's great. I worry about how many games he's going to actually play this season. But I'm just not a Jaylen Brown guy anyway. I'm not probably taking him to start my third round.
All right, Jaylen Brown. I'm estimating here. I'm probably drafting about 10 centers above him. Getting down to Sarr, getting down to Klingon. I'm hot on those guys. I'd probably rather have them than Jaylen Brown. I know you're out there. Oh, the hell, you're a fantasy hunter, and you're going to take Sarr and Klingon over Jaylen Brown. Have you seen Boston's roster? Again, if they don't tank, I'm going to go after Brad Stevens. They have to tank. It's the only thing you can do with an ass-rotten roster like this. That's why I'm fading Jaylen Brown. I typically love Jaylen Brown. If they had front court players, any of them, Jaylen Brown would be, Doc, probably my 12th or 13th forward. All right, as it is, he's my 19th forward. The only reason that he's holding any value at all with me is because maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Boston does not tank. Maybe Jaylen insists on playing and wins that loggerhead with the medical team. I don't know. In the offseason, what we're paid to do is analyze roster construction and formulate opinions based on that. And Boston has one of the worst rosters in the NBA. It's true. If you don't believe it, do some investigation. I already gave the depth chart. I don't want to do it again. I got 10 centers over Jaylen Brown, Doc. I got 18 forwards over Jaylen Brown. And I'm guesstimating here, Doc. I'm going to go even farther here with the guards. Because I stopped it at Amen. I'm going to probably go all the way to Daniels at 23. Okay, I just don't trust Jaylen Brown. I don't want him on any of my teams. Jaylen, I love you. It's not personal. It's fantasy business. So 10 centers, 18 forwards, about 23 guards, Doc. That is 51. Putting Jaylen Brown at 52. I still don't feel good about Jaylen Brown at 52. At the moment of truth, Doc, I may take another guy over Jaylen Brown when it comes to that 53rd pick in whatever draft I'm doing. But that's where I've got him. So this ADP right here is obnoxious at 26 when I've got him and I've got him double ranked over that.
It is obnoxious, especially when you consider on a per game basis last season, he was 9th round value. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, Jaylen Brown is never, he's never 46%, 76%, kind of high turnovers, not a ton of threes. His numbers are good. They're just not, they're not great. And when you add it all up, he's not an elite fantasy player. Like, I may take him in round like 6, but I'm not taking him in round 3.
All right, Doc, let's move on here to the next one. It is Nikola Vucevic at 27, right after Jaylen Brown. 27, Doc, puts him early 3rd round.
Yeah, and you know, you look at his per game last year, he was like a 2nd round player. And he's always just a stabilizing force, consistent, hits threes, blocks shots, just does his thing every single year. He's old, Rick. How old is he? Do you know? Is he 30?
Who, Vucevic?
Yeah.
He's like 32.
32. So he's getting kind of old. The decline has to start at some point. Chicago.
He's 34. And he's getting close to 35, actually. So I was wrong about that.
Okay, so he's almost 35. So the decline is going to start at some point. And Chicago is an interesting case study because we really don't know how good or bad they're going to be. I feel like they're going to try to win this year, and they'll need Vooch all dialed in to do that. But man, I want Vooch in like round 4 or 5. I just don't feel like he's big enough of a difference maker to be taken in round 2 or 3. So it's a little too high for my blood as of August 6th. We'll see when the real deal gets here.
The most confusing guy for me in all of fantasy basketball is Nikola Vucevic. It's not close. I don't know what to do with him. I love the numbers. I have a feeling, Doc, that that like his role may change this year. Like 18 and 10, flirting with 20 and 10 every year, all the goodies he gives us. He should do that again. Right now, I'm playing it straight with Vucevic in my ranking of him. I've got him at 8 on my center board, okay? I've got him ahead of Sarr and ahead of Klingon. On draft night, moment of truth, I'm probably zapping Sarr over Vooch, but like Vooch is there, okay? But is he going to stay there? Sarr is trying to get there where Vooch is. So it's a conundrum, man. It's a conundrum. I'm playing it straight right now. I know that there was a report that Chicago, if they can't trade Vucevic, they're going to buy him out. That scares me. Where does he go? What role would he have on that new team? You know, what if he goes to the Lakers? If he goes to Orlando, it's game on. He starts. Wendell Carter Jr. is the backup. Now they're deep as hell. That's what I want to happen. And so if he goes from Chicago in that role, which I like, to Orlando, okay, I like this. So I've got him at 8 among centers. And I can tell you right now, I would draft. I'll go all the way down here to, I'd rather have Brandon Miller than him. Forwards are so important. I'm probably going all the way down to like a Julius Randle, 17 forwards. And I got 7 centers, 17 forwards. How many guys? I would draft a million guards over Vucevic because I just don't trust that scenario. I'm probably going at least 23 guards. Okay, so that puts Doc 40 and 47. That puts Vucevic at 48. All right, dude. And they got Vucevic here at 27. It's not even close. You guys follow us. We'll get you right.
He's 35 years old, and he puts up good numbers. But I mean, I want youth and upside with my early picks. I don't want some old dude that I'm just not sure about.
I'm just saying, man. Like, the cool thing about this, Doc, is you and me are not going to have these headaches. We're not. People are going to take Brown, and we're just going to be like, cool, you got it, bro. It's all you, bro. People are going to drive Vucevic, like in a third round. We're going to be like, knock yourself out, bro. We're going to be hitting them with the double. What do they call that? The double shooters or whatever. When you go like
and the same can be said for the last two players we're getting ready to do. Exact same thing.
I love working with you, bro. We have so much fun. We're the Fantasy NBA today. That's Hall of Famer Steve Alexander. I'm Rick Kamla. Andre Lamouche with us as well. Behind the scenes, lurking and monitoring and doing a great job as usual. Josh Hart is at 29, Doc. 29.
You are going to unload on this one. I'm going to keep it short and sweet. Josh Hart has had two great seasons in a row. They have both been amazing. Tom Thibodeau was a huge part of that because he ran Josh Hart 35 minutes a game, every single game, no nights off, nothing. And they only played like 5 guys. So now Thibodeau's gone. Mike Brown is there. Josh Hart's a good player, man. I have no problem drafting Josh Hart, but I'm not thinking about him until like round 5 or 6. And he'll obviously probably be gone by then. And that's cool. Like the two guys we just talked about. Josh Hart. Oh, Rick, somebody took Josh Hart. We just won again.
Doc, you're going to laugh at this. All right. They have Josh Hart's ADP is at 29. He is my 41st guard. 29 overall. I have 40 guards over Josh Hart. Let me give you some of them, Doc. Quickly, Levine, Kobe White, McCall. Tell me, just stop me if you would take Josh Hart over any of these guys. Okay? CJ McCollum, Kobe White, Anthony Simons, Peyton Pritchard, Stephon Castle, RJ Barrett, Pajemski, who I'm high on this year.
I would take Josh Hart before I would take where you started with that list.
Really? You would take Josh Hart over Levine, Kobe White, McCollum, all these guys?
Josh Hart averaged almost 14 points, over a 3, 10 rebounds, 6 assists, and over a steal and almost a block last year. He's really good free throw shooter. I mean, I don't have a problem with drafting Josh Hart. I really don't. I like Josh Hart, and I think he's actually been a nice sleeper the last 2 years. But now that the secret is out and everybody's going to be reaching for him, thinking that he's going to give you, top 30 value with the new coach and the new roster and the new everything, I just, first of all, I didn't love the way he provided that value because you want your third round pick to score more than 14 points a game. You'll never make that back up if you do that. So I like Hart, but he's going way too early.
All right, Doc. We've reached a really weird portion of the show. I would take like 41 guards over Josh Hart. I would take like 34 forwards over Josh Hart. We're at 75 dudes. Haven't even gone to centers yet. There's at least 20 centers I'd rather have than Josh Hart. That makes him barely a top 100 player. And I know it's controversial and I'm nuts. Josh Hart just had a career year. My career year theory is undefeated, okay? I will die on this hill. I will put my car on it, okay? My baseball card collection on it. My beloved drums on it. He ain't hitting 13.6 points. He ain't even coming close to 9.6 boards. He ain't coming close to 5.9 assists. He's not coming close to 1.5 steals. He may be 1.1 threes. He played 37.6 minutes last year, led the league in minutes. That's not happening again. You have Clarkson now. You have Yabusele now. You have Mitchell Robinson and Deuce McBride. You have a bench now. You don't have to play Josh Hart 38 minutes and gas him out. You don't have to do that. And I'll tell you right now, Mike Brown's not going to do that. He's not. You can't rely on these numbers. These numbers are fool's gold. Okay, go back to all the previous seasons for Josh Hart. He's at about 10 points. He's at about 7 or 8 rebounds. He's at about 4 assists. Okay, cool. 10, 7, and 4 PRA. Let's give him a steal. Let's give him a 3. And you're taking 10, 7, and 4 with a steal and a 3 in round 3? Get out of here. Get out of here. Y'all got to get right on Josh Hart, man. Woo! Woo! He coming down, yo. All right, let's get to our FanDuel. By the way, our next episode on Thursday, we got a bunch more ADPs we're going to get to. We're having fun with this, and we hope you guys are as well. FanDuel win totals, Doc. Everybody go to FanDuel.com and invest, okay? Go do your thing over there. They're awesome. The Hornets are at 27.5. That is the FanDuel win total for the Charlotte Hornets, 27.5, Doc.
Speaking of FanDuel, you know that me and 3 of my boys play every single night for $2. We all pick a team during the NBA season, and we play every single night. The winner gets like $10 or $12, and then we do $5 Fridays, and like $20-something the winner. We do it every day for the whole season. I might have to get you in on that over there at FanDuel.
I would love that. I'll do it.
It's fun. It's fun. Getting everybody to log in and set their lineup in time can be a little challenge, but they got this. The last couple of years, they set it up so like if everybody doesn't show up, the contest will still run. So it's a little safety valve there. 27.5 wins would indicate that LaMelo Ball is going to play more than 40 games. It would indicate that Brandon Miller is going to blow up. It would indicate that Mark Williams is, oh, wait, he's not even there anymore. I'm going to go. It's Charlotte. They never win anything except the pre-season summer league tournament. I'm going to go under 27.5.
I mean, me too. Doc just said it. They're Charlotte. They suck. They never win anything. Last year, 19 wins. The year before, 21 wins. The year before, 27 wins. Oh, close, but still
I
under.
only missed it by half. But
still under the FanDuel win total. And then you go 43, 33, 23, 39. And I mean, I don't know. It sucks. A bunch of 30s and 20s, a couple of 40s in here. They suck. All right. Doc's right. I think 27.5 is a little bit ambitious. I do, dude. I'm going under on this number due to lack of trust in LaMelo Ball and due to roster construction. Let's take the people through Charlotte's roster here real quick, Doc, and get them wise. Your center spot is Kalkbrenner, Diabate, and Plumlee. Oh, it's about as bad as it gets in the league. Bridges, Grant Williams, and Tajon Salon is your 4. All right. I'm okay with that. Brandon Miller, Josh Green, Seth Curry is your 3. I'm okay with that, actually. Con Knipple, Trey Mann, and Nick Smith are your 2 guards. Could do a whole lot better than that. And then you got LaMelo Ball, who will play 30 games, Colin Sexton, and Spencer Dinwiddie, who could be silly season heroes. I actually think Colin Sexton's going to be a decent little deep sleeper, Doc, because of all the anticipated DNPs for LaMelo Ball. But does that roster get you excited, Doc?
Not really. I mean, Knipple looked good in Summer League, but that was Summer League. Bridges has been very good. He missed a lot of games for me last year, though. That really hurt. And then the center situation, since Mark Williams is gone, is really pretty bleak. Yeah, I mean, this reminds me a lot of Boston's roster right now.
Good point. Good point. You got like three dudes, and then it's like a bunch of question marks. Honestly, Charlotte's role players, I'm not even. There are some players on Charlotte that I like more than Boston's, like Xavier Tillman. Like he's just a guy. I don't, you know what I mean? Like some of Grant Williams, for example. I like Grant Williams. I mess with Grant Williams. Grant Williams will poke the bear. Doc will poke the. What's that?
Would you have Grant Williams on your fantasy team, or are you just saying you like him as a player?
No. Like in reality.
All right.
In reality. In 30 deep, I'll mess around with Grant Williams. In 30 deep, I will. I actually think he's going to have a decent little bench year for them. I actually, Doc, believe that Grant Williams may play a lot of 5 for this team this year. I think Grant Williams might be a stretch 5. Like he might not start, but I think he may get a lot of minutes at the 5. They're paying Grant Williams. You know, Grant Williams is like they're paying him $13 million and $14 million over the next 2 years. They signed him with the intention of him being like a rotational guy on this team. All right, enough on Grant Williams. Anything else you want to tell the people before I tell them our next episode is going to be part 2 of our ADP adventure?
No, man, that was fun. I'm looking forward to doing that again. And we won't stop there, right? We're going to hit some Yahoo rankings. We're going to some ADPs over there, and the options are endless. We can keep doing this, and then hopefully later on we'd be like how to abuse those ADP rankings, which is sort of what we're doing right now. Although it's a very early version of that.
It's what we do, man. We're banging on fantasy basketball right now, even in the middle of August. It is Rick Kamla, Hall of Famer Steve Alexander, and Andre Lemouche with us as well. Guys, please leave a comment or a review on the show, whether you're watching us on YouTube or listening on the Fantasy NBA Today podcast feed. It's key for us to keep going, and we really appreciate your all support. Also, go to our fantasy football draft guide on sportsethos.com. It includes the best ball coverage in the market, unbeatable draft tracker, John Mazalis leading a team of studs. On the NFL side, I got the college football fantasy covered. It's only $6 a month. You can get up to 60% off right now at sportsethos.com. Really appreciate y'all. This episode's been brought to you by FanDuel, and we will see you on Thursday with the next episode of the Fantasy NBA Today